It's Mon Mothma's HoloNet, and we're just posting on it. Welcome back to MothmaNet News. Before we begin, I want to shout out my friend Zach, who just sent me the coolest gift ever. It's a custom Kansas City Chiefs jersey with the number 13 on it, and then on the back, Mothma. I fell in love instantly when I saw it, so like, thank you again, bestie. I don't want to take it off. So today is day 17 of the 50-day countdown to the Mask of Fear by Alexander Freed, and full disclosure, I was worried I was gonna lose steam on doing these, but we're still going strong. So yeah, that's actually really great. It's definitely motivating me to be like, yeah, I can do this. So today is the last day that we're going to be talking about Andor episodes specifically, but not to worry because we will also be doing a 50-day countdown to Andor, slightly different from this one. I'm probably going to have some friends come on and join me. We're going to talk about, we're going to have breakdowns for each of the episodes. We're going to talk about specific characters. We're going to talk about what we want to see in Andor season 2. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to culminate kind of at Celebration. And I'm going to do, like, some really cool stuff there. I don't know what's going to happen fully at Celebration yet, but who knows. We'll see when we get there. Yeah, so since this is the last day, I think you know what episode we're going to talk about. Season 1, episode 12, Rix Road. So Mon has 2 scenes in this episode, and one of them where she's being discussed. The first scene is wonderful. I love it. Again, full disclosure, I think it works better because Perrin is telling the truth and both he and Mon know it and Cloris does not. That's why it works, right? Perrin is actually helping Mon in this scene without realizing it. And I think that this might be my favorite Perrin scene in the show so far. I do hope that in season 2 we got a resolution to this because like I want Perrin to be kept in the dark about the rebellion. Mostly because I don't think that Mon wants to put him in danger by letting him know things, right? He very much is the kind of guy who, like, if he did know things and any of his, like, Imperial friends were like, oh, do you know anything? He would think that he was being helpful by telling them what he knows. He wouldn't think that he was doing anything wrong, but he would be, right? I think he also thinks like, oh, like if I play nice with them, they're going to give me special treatment. No, they won't. So I think that like, you know, he's very flawed in his thinking like that. I think there are things about Perrin that make him a little bit more naive. Furthermore, while I have grown since season 1 premiered and I have a more nuanced take on Perrin, keeping in mind that I've also read The Mask of Fear at this point and have more context for him, and I've spent time thinking about him and his life and his relationship with Mon a lot more, I don't think he's really the type of person to be a rebel. I think that, like many people, he wouldn't come to a place where he's not in line with the Empire until it personally impacts him and his life in a negative way. He's comfortable. He's a wealthy human man from a core world living on Coruscant. He has no desire to partake in politics because he is loath to do things that he does not enjoy. He wants to have fun, and I think the big problem with him is that while he is an adult and no longer the Academy firebrand, he never really grew up. Which I think also impacted his relationship with Mon, who had no choice but to grow up and be an adult from the time she became a senator at 16. So in this scene, Mon is arguing with Perrin about how he's been gambling again, referencing promises that he made, and Perrin is on the defensive because as far as we know, he hasn't been gambling again, right? We also know where the money has gone. Cloris, of course, takes this interaction, brings it to the ISB, to Supervisor Blevin. I'm not going to say that there aren't like several, like there's, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I like Perrin completely. There are several things about him that I don't like. And I will very happily discuss Perrin's flaws, but I don't think that he's a liar. I think Mon knows this as well because she knows him. She's been married to him for so long. Perrin in this scene is willing to fight back because he doesn't want people trying to take his wife down because of his actions, current actions or actions in the past. And because he doesn't want his wife to think he's become a liar and someone who breaks his promises. That, I think, to him is very important. Yeah, while I think that, like, he may keep secrets from Mon as she keeps secrets from him, I think he tries his best to be honest. And if she were to confront him about any of those secrets, he would own up to them. While he lacks maturity in some areas, I don't think that honesty is one of them. And I hope that we see more of Perrin's intricacies and depth in season 2 and the Reign of the Empire books, because I do think that he's a very fascinating character. Again, another one of those characters that I'm like, I think you're fascinating, but stay on the screen. Stay in the book. I don't want to know you in real life. But I feel like we all know somebody like Perrin in real life. And so we have that level of, oh my god, he's so exhausting. But at the same time, like, he's not necessarily, like, outwardly harmful. You know what I mean? Cloris does not know the intricacies of Perrin as Mon as well as the two of them do, or even kind of as I do at this point in time, with all of the added context and things that I have, like, read and watched and learned. So he takes it at face value and reports that Mon believes that Perrin has been gambling again. And in taking this information to the ISB, which is part of his job, he's, like, it's covering Mon's ass for when they scan the accounts, right? The ISB is now following a false trail that Mon knowingly and Perrin unknowingly have set them on. Of course, I think that the ISB will eventually see through it, but it bought Mon some more time. Mon did what she did with Perrin in this previous scene because she knew it would get to the ISB. She knows who's watching her, and forgive me for saying this, but she is kind of a mastermind for planting false information to the people watching her. She's very, very intelligent. Like she said to Tay, I show you the stone in my hand, you miss the knife at your throat. She's far more vicious and cunning than most people would ever give her credit for. And that's because she has to be. For all of their watching her, the ISB doesn't seem to have half a clue as to who Mon is. And that's part of the point, right? The final scene that she's in is the one and only time so far in Andor where Mon is in a scene and doesn't speak. It's like Clone Wars, but the opposite. However, despite her not speaking, this scene is very crucial to her arc in this season, and what will probably happen next season as well. So Lita is meeting Steck and Skulden for the first time, and this is kind of where I want to be sad because, you know, I've been worried about this for so long. Yeah. I'm worried that it's going to happen in season 2, but I'm also worried about what will happen if it doesn't happen in season 2. Like, I don't want it. Mon and Perrin are flanking Lita, walking towards something that we're not sure how it's going to play out at all, but Lita seems to be looking forward to it. She's dressed in primarily like off-white, color associated with purity and innocence, and she looks to her mother right before the end of the scene, and she looks kind of proud. She looks kind of happy, right? And, like, part of that I think is because, like, it would be known that Mon essentially, like, found this for her, and I think that it's gonna do some things for their relationship in the following season. I'm not okay. I'm very not okay. Perrin seems rather calm about the situation. I don't think he has any solid thoughts yet. But, like, his primary color that he's wearing is blue. That's reflective of that calm that he's seeming to have with the whole situation. Mon's clearly not happy. She's stressed. Once again, she's having a time, and it's not a good one. Primary color that she's wearing is gold. Success, wealth, power, enlightenment. The things that she is in her mind sacrificing her daughter to obtain. Furthermore, Mon has often been framed in the hexagonal entryways within the embassy, something that fans have compared to the hexagonal shapes we often saw at the prison on Narkina 5. This time it's Lita being framed by those hexagons. The people who made this show are really intelligent. That's gotta mean something. But yeah, none of the family is matching. And even though there are elements of, like, cohesiveness throughout their outfits, they're all wearing, like, a little bit of blue and a little bit of gold. None of them are actually properly matching, which suggests the lack of harmony within the home and them not being on the same page. None of them really, like, Perrin and Lita aren't on the same page as Mon with what's happening, right? Mon is carrying the guilt of the knowledge, and really how enlightened do you think she feels when she's having her daughter participate in the traditions that she likely deems to be archaic and backward despite having participated in them herself? She probably doesn't feel really great about it. So, yeah. Season 2 of Andor can really not come fast enough, and at posting time, we are 90 days away. That may change. We don't know. Star Wars likes to change premiere dates on. But we can manage that if we have to wait 90 days, right? We'll be okay. We have The Mask of Fear coming out soon. And this is just another reminder to pre-order the book if you have not already. It's very timely, very important. I hate the world that we live in. I wish a book like this wasn't so timely, but that's the world we live in. Tomorrow we will be back for day 18, and we're talking about one of my absolute favorite Star Wars stories of all time, Leia, Princess of Alderaan. So we'll see you then.